It's now time for the Rebuild Sports full game recap. We go all the way back to October the 31st of the year 2023. Happy Halloween. Nashville Predators are in Vancouver taking on the Canucks, and Andrew Burnett deploys his lines in the following way. And by the way, the lines were wrong again as posted from pre-game skate, so I have corrected them, and these are updated and corrected. Forsberg, O'Reilly, and Nyquist are your first line. Sherwood, Novak, and Evangelista make up your second line. Trennan, Sissons, and Foodie make up your third line. Smith, Parson, and Fajimo make up your fourth line. Yossi and Fabro are your top defensive pairing. McDonough and Carey, Luzon and Barry. Kevin Lankinen gets his first start of the season for the Nashville Predators. We are just 122 into the game, and our first action of the game is a penalty shot. Yes, they've been increasing across the board all season long, but highly surprising to find our first active play of the game at 122 of the first period to be a penalty shot. It's awarded to Foodie after Myers takes the penalty, hooks him from behind. He lost his balance and failed on the attempt of the penalty shot. 2:10 into the first period. Lankinen comes up with a save on Joshua. It's his first save of the game. At 4:30 of the first period, Lankinen comes up with a save on Roenick's backhand. At 4:44 of the first period, Thatcher Demko comes up with a save on Barry. 5:27, Demko another save on Sherwood. At 6:07 of the first period, Lankinen comes up with a save on Hughes, sliding across a huge early save in this game. At 6:44, Demko's back to work, coming up with a save on Yossi. Vancouver D was scrambling all over the zone, giving the Nashville Predators multiple opportunities here, but only Yossi was able to get one of those shots through and on the net. At 9:27 of the first period, Lankinen coming up with a save on Pettersson. And at the middle point of the first period, I made the notation and the comment that it was a very even first 10 minutes. It took the Nashville Predators 45 to 50 minutes to get into the game against the Canucks, get their skates under them the previous time they played. This time in the first 10 minutes, I thought both teams fairly even through the first 10. And of course, as soon as I make that notation, the Vancouver Canucks start picking up some momentum. At 11:06 of the first period, Lankinen comes up with a save on Joshua's deflection, plus the follow-up by Garland goes off of the iron. Golden opportunity for the Canucks right here. 11:57 of the first period, Lankinen comes up with a save on Höglander. 12:40, Demko back to work, coming up with a save on Sissons. At 13:45 of the first period, we see our first goal of the game, and it goes to the home team, the Vancouver Canucks. Lafferty awarded the goal, his second of the season. He batted in the rebound off of the initial Hughes shot from out high. A lot of good traffic in front. Lafferty, a huge part of that. Lankinen cannot track the rebound up into the air over his shoulder, and it goes into the net. Vancouver Canucks have a 1-0 lead on home ice. Nashville Predators, though, respond fairly quickly. Just a couple of minutes later, it's Colton Sissons picking up his fifth goal of the season, tying the game up at 1 apiece. Foodie intercepted the pass in the neutral zone. Good read and react right there. Yossi carried the puck in, doing his magic, and then Sissons gets the finish from the slot area. Colton Sissons' fifth goal of the season already for the Nashville Predators, ties us at 1 apiece. At 16, I believe this is 16:32 of the first period, it's Fabro's first goal of the season. It was a wrist shot through traffic. Nice job right here. It looked more like the goaltender Demko might have lost sight of where it was going, and even maybe guessed the wrong way. But Dante Fabro awarded with a goal just the same. His first of the season gives the Nashville Predators suddenly a 2-1 lead. So the Preds 2 goals in just a matter of about 22 seconds. 17:08 of the second period, Lankinen comes up with a save on Myers. 17:26 of the first period, it's Miller off to the box. 2 minutes for hooking, and add 2 minutes for unsportsmanlike onto that one. His comments to the referee after the whistle were not welcomed. It would be Demko coming with a save on Evangelista, but then for the Nashville Predators, their power play circumvented when Tyson Barry's off to the box. 2 minutes for hooking, creating a 4-on-4 scenario that would end the first period. Vancouver outshoots Nashville in the first period 10-9, but the Preds have a 2-1 lead. Over to the clean sheet of the second period, we have a carryover of 4-on-4 for 53 seconds, and at the 53-second mark of the second period, it's Pettersson, his third goal of the season. A wrist shot catches Lankinen off guard during the 4-on-4. He cut across the top of the zone, and just a sick release puts the puck into the net off of Lankinen's pad and then in. Vancouver ties the game up at 2 apiece. Vancouver would have a brief power play, and Lankinen would come up with a save on Pius Suter. That would be the end of that scenario. 2 minutes into the second period, Thatcher Demko was with a save on Barry at 6:16. Yes, 4 minutes without anything really happening here. Demko comes up with a save on Foodie's backhand at close range at 8:03. Another 2 minutes with very little happening. Demko comes up with a save on Luzon. 11:19. Demko comes up with a save on Barry, plus the rebound jam by Citizens, by far the best chance of the period. Vancouver has gone 10 minutes plus without a shot on goal in this period now, and the Nashville Predators finally generate a decent scoring chance. Honestly, some of the lowest event hockey we've seen in a very, very long time, and for such a late start, that's a tough 10-minute stretch of hockey right there to watch. At 11:57 of the second period, it's Thatcher Demko coming up with a save on Sherwood off of the rush. At 13:13 of the second period, it's Miller off to the box. 2 minutes for high sticking on the captain, Roman Josi. This was a retaliation penalty in the offensive zone. Demko would come up with a save on Roman Josi, but sloppy puck movement would doom this Nashville Predators power play. The puck bouncing all over the place all night long. Listen, both teams had to play on that surface for the entirety of the game, so the sloppy puck movement is on the Nashville Predators. They had a tough time getting the play that they were looking for, and the power play expires with just one shot on goal. At 15:51 of the second period, it's Carrier off the box. 2 minutes for interference. This was also in the offensive zone, looking to go in hard on the forecheck, and just got there a half a stride too late. Lankinen comes up with a save on Kuzmenko, plus Pettersson's follow-up on the delay call. Pettersson, though, cashes in on that power play with his second goal of the period, his fourth goal of the season, a wrist shot from the side of the circle. He just picked his spot far side, and Lankinen with the traffic in front never saw that puck, never had any opportunity to come up with that save. So Pettersson's second goal of the period puts Vancouver now ahead 3-2 at 18:35 of the second period. It's Lankinen with a save on Mikheyev, and that takes us to the end of the second period. The Nashville Predators are out shooting the Vancouver Canucks 18-16, but with only 6 shots on goal. In the second, the Vancouver Canucks are able to pick up 2 goals, and we go to the final 20 minutes of regulation with the Vancouver Canucks leading by 1. On that clean sheet in the third period, we're 1:37 in, and it's Lankinen coming up with a save on Susie. 3:04 of the third period. Lankinen comes up with a save on Hughes at 3:06 of the third period. Hoglander's off to the box. 2 minutes for interference. This is a perfect opportunity for the Nashville Predators power play to get them back into the game, but just 8 seconds into the power play, it's Philip Forsberg off to the box. 2 minutes for slashing. Now, I have gone back and looked at this play a number of times, and I honestly cannot tell you where exactly the penalty comes. I thought it was a soft call. I thought it was a weak call. It took a power play away from the Nashville Predators, creating another 4-on-4 scenario, this time for 1 minute and 52 seconds. Just like the previous 4-on-4 scenario, it is the Vancouver Canucks cashing in yet again. Miller's 5th goal of the season comes in at a tap-in of the loose puck after Lankinen cannot squeeze it in between the arm and the body. It trickled loose, and there was Miller right there on the edge of the blue paint to put that puck into the net, giving Vancouver a 4-2 lead, their second 4-on-4 goal of the game. At 6:25 of the third period, we see Thatcher Demko coming up with a save on Tommy Novak. At 11:07 of the third period, we see Thatcher Demko coming up with a save on O'Reilly. 12:25, another save on Sherwood. Nashville Predators generating some momentum here, looking to make a comeback in the third period. But at 13:18 of the third, is Lankinen having to come up with a save on Joshua. Then 13:30 is 12 seconds later, another save on Garland. Demko back to work at 14:03 with a save on the captain, Roman Josi. Lankinen would make a save at 15:38 on Hughes. We would see the empty net scenario after that. Nashville Predators unable to get organized. Pettersson ends up taking the puck all the way in, tucking it into the empty net for his 5th goal of the season, and he gets the empty net goal, leading to a hat trick. 3 goals in this game. That gives the Vancouver Canucks a 5-2 lead over the Nashville Predators. The Preds would continue to skate it on out for the final 2+ minutes of this game, but would not generate very much of an offensive threat nor a comeback. Your final score in this game would be the Vancouver Canucks 5, the Nashville Predators 2, and for the second time in a week, the Nashville Predators have underperformed against these Vancouver Canucks. Shots on goal, Vancouver 27, Nashville 25 for the game, and again, another metric where the Nashville Predators underperformed. They averaged well over 25 shots per game, but against the Vancouver Canucks, 18 shots in the first matchup, 25 in this one. Vancouver Canucks now 2-0 over the Preds in their 3 regular season meetings, 1 more to come later in the year. So for the Nashville Predators, not much of a revenge game from last week going into Vancouver. That's going to do it for the Rebirth Sports full game recap. You gave us 10 minutes and we gave you the entire game. All the goals, all the penalties, and all the important plays in between. We sure do appreciate you tuning into the Renegades of Puck podcast. We've got full analysis and everything else coming up right after this on the Renegades of Puck podcast. podcast.